She was shaking like a dying engine, flanks heaving, blood matting the fur around her hind legs. I swear, I've seen car crashes less intense than what that she-wolf was going through. And there I stood, a damn idiot with no gloves, no plan, and a heart that wouldn't let me walk away. I had just come out for a hike, a quick morning loop before coffee. No rifle, no gear, just my phone, which had already gone dead from the cold last night. The trail had washed out a month ago, but I kept walking further off it. That's when I heard the yelping, not barking, not growling, pure panic and pain. I found her near the creek, half covered in mud and pine needles. She tried to dig herself a den under a fallen log but barely made a ditch. Her eyes locked onto mine, golden, wide, wild. I should have left, but I didn't. She snapped at me when I got close, teeth like box cutters. But she couldn't even stand. Her body kept convulsing. I saw the first pup's paw sticking out, breach. Shit. I took off my jacket, wrapped my hand, and got in there like a fool who thought watching vet videos on YouTube made him qualified. She didn't bite. Not hard, anyway. The pup came out still. It cleared its mouth, rubbed it. It gasped. It moved. One down. And that's when I heard it, behind me. A crack. Then another. Someone or something was moving fast through the underbrush. I turned my head, blood and dirt on my arms, one living pup in my hands, and zero clue what the hell was about to happen. I didn't wait to find out who or what was in the woods. I scooped the she-wolf up in my arms. God, she was heavier than she looked, and the pup pressed against my chest, whimpering weakly. Her body trembled the whole way. I knew there was an old hunting shack maybe a half-mile uphill. My dad used to take me there when I was a kid, mostly for whiskey and stupid ghost stories. It had a roof, at least. I pushed through brambles, nearly slipped on mossy rocks, my boots squelching with each step. She growled and twisted the whole time, but didn't try to escape. When I finally kicked the shack door open, it slammed against the frame and dust exploded into the air. I dropped to my knees, laid her down on the old burlap sack that once passed for a bed. It smelled like mildew and piss. She whimpered. The next few minutes were chaos. I helped her through the second birth. This one came easier. Then the third. I was sweating like I'd run a marathon. She licked the pups, eyes never leaving me. There was something in that look, like she understood. Or maybe I just needed to believe she did. I sat back against the wall, breathing hard. 3 pups, alive. She was barely conscious. Then I noticed the dirt outside the door was disturbed. Not just from me. Tracks, large ones. Not a bear. Wider, heavier, and fresh. Someone or something had followed us. I didn't sleep. I just sat there, back to the wall, eyes flicking between the she-wolf and the door. She was done growling, exhausted. Her breathing was shallow, but steady. The pups nuzzled against her belly, blind and helpless. She didn't stop me when I adjusted the burlap or gave her some melted snow from a tin cup. She let me touch them. That meant something. I used to take care of my mother after her stroke. Fed her, bathed her, learned to inject meds. Guess some of that stuck. My hands moved on their own, checking the she-wolf's pulse, making sure the afterbirth passed, watching for fever. I talked to her quietly, like I used to talk to Mom when she was too far gone to answer. I told her stories, dumb ones, just to hear a voice. When the sun broke through the cracks in the boards, I stepped outside. That's when I saw them. Boot prints. Deep, heavy, not mine.
If you love stories about wildlife rescue, click the subscribe button below. Here's how the button looks on different devices. Every subscription helps spread these stories and raise awareness. The more people know, the more animals get the help they need. And remember, subscribing is completely free. Click subscribe now and join us in protecting wildlife.
Someone had circled the shack. Twice. I scanned the trees, heart pounding. That's when he stepped out. Camouflage jacket, heavy pack, dark beard. He didn't raise a weapon, but he had one, strapped to his back. He didn't say a word. Neither did I. We just stared at each other, 10 yards apart, silence stretching like a wire ready to snap. He looked past me at the shack. Then he turned and walked back into the trees. Not a hunter, not a hiker, just something else. One of the pups wasn't moving much. Its breathing was shallow, ribs fluttering like paper in the wind. The others squeaked and squirmed, but this one just lay there. I knew that look. Seen it before in ER rooms and hospice beds. I had to act fast. The shack didn't have shit. No antiseptic, no real cloth, not even clean water. I told the she-wolf I'd be back. I don't know why. Habit, maybe. Or madness. She looked at me, eyes half-lidded, and didn't move when I stepped out. My cabin was about 2 miles east, over the ridge. I knew the trail by heart. My legs were burning, lungs raw. No time to rest. Just get the damn bag with the syringes, the glucose packets, the antibiotics. I was maybe 15 minutes out when I felt it. Snap. Metal. Pain like fire. I hit the ground screaming, leg caught in a goddamn bear trap. Rusted teeth dug into my shin. Blood soaked my jeans in seconds. I saw red, then white. Tried to pry it open. No use. I grabbed a branch, used it as leverage. Cracked. So did I. And then he stepped out again. That same bastard from the trees. He watched me, rifle slung over one shoulder. No expression. What the hell do you want? I spat. Nothing. Just that dead look. I don't remember how I got the trap off. Adrenaline, maybe. But when I crawled away, he was still standing there. Still watching. I don't know how I made it back. My leg was on fire. Blood crusted down to my boot. Every step a fresh curse. But I had the damn med bag. I kicked open the shack door, heart hammering, praying they were still alive. The scene stopped me cold. The she-wolf was bleeding from her shoulder, barely holding herself upright between the pups. Blood soaked into the burlap. The scent hit me like a punch. But she was alive, and so were the pups. In the corner, a rifle. Not mine. And near it, a torn backpack. He'd come back. While I was gone. She must have attacked him. Protected the pups. Got shot for it. But he didn't finish the job. Why? Did she scare him off? Did he hesitate? I dropped to my knees, hands trembling. She whined but didn't snap when I touched her. The bullet was lodged deep, but I found it. Tweezers, pressure, gauze. Her breath was ragged. I talked to her, begged her to hang on. Then I went for the backpack. It was half-zipped. Inside, ammo, jerky, old maps, and a photo, black and white, a group of soldiers, dusty uniforms. I was in it, staring dead into the lens. Same face, same scar above the brow. But I didn't remember ever being there. My hands started shaking for a different reason. Who the hell was that man? And who the hell was I? I made it back to the cabin before dusk. Legs stiff, head spinning. I locked the door, dropped the pack, and went straight to the box under my bed. The one I hadn't opened in years. Old discharge papers. Burnt edges. Photos, IDs, a medal I barely remembered getting. My name matched. The face matched. But the years between, blank. After the convoy accident in Kandahar, everything blurred. Then I found it, the same photo from the stranger's pack. Only this one had writing on the back. 2 idiots, 1 war. Me and Eli. 2006. Eli. I tried to swallow, but my throat locked up. That man. That silent bastard in the woods. My brother? I sat there, hours maybe, trying to piece it together. How had I forgotten him? Why was he here now? And why didn't he say anything? At dawn, I limped back to the shack. The door was open. The burlap was empty. No blood. No wolves. Just silence. Tracks led into the woods. Light, steady. She'd walked. With all 3 pups. No body. No struggle. Just gone. I stood there with the photo in my hand. Sun rising through the trees. The cold creeping in. Why had she come to me? Out of every mile of forest, why here? Maybe Eli knew. Maybe I did once too. I stared at the tree line, waiting. But nothing moved. And no one came back.